This is Katrin with Disability Rights New York. Welcome to our podcast, Empire State of Rights Closed Captioned. We are here to bring you information on the most relevant topics regarding disability rights and advocacy. Today we have Peter Herrig, Associate Vocational Rehabilitation Counselor at NYSCB, here to discuss the New York State Commission for the Blind. Hi, Peter. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me.
No problem. So can we start out by letting people know what the mission of the NYSCB is?
Sure. The mission of the New York State Commission for the Blind is to enhance employability, to maximize independence, and to assist in the development of the capacities and strengths of people who are legally blind.
And how and why was the New York State Commission for the Blind started and created?
That's a really interesting conversation. And as an aside, we've had a number of retirements recently, and I was privy to some actually historical documents and reports. So it was timely that we connected for this because I was able to read up on this a little bit. So the commission was originally established in 1913 to ameliorate and improve conditions for blind New Yorkers. The agency actually celebrated its centennial in 2013, and our name was officially changed from CBVH, or Commission for the Blind and Visually Handicapped, to NYSCB, New York State Commission for the Blind. Because of our timeliness of 1913 to 2013, NYSCB is one of the oldest human service programs in the entire New York State.
Wow, that's really interesting information. I would not have guessed that it started in 1913.
Yeah, quite a history.
Sure is. What services does the New York State Commission for the Blind provide?
You know, in general, NYSCB's focus is on employment. We're one of the two vocational rehabilitation, or VR, agencies within the state of New York, along with our friends over at Access VR. Access VR serves general disabilities, and the Commission for the Blind was developed solely to serve individuals who are legally blind. Our services are aimed at allowing individuals to obtain, maintain, and advance in employment. The services can be provided directly through our counseling staff or through our network of community providers. I think it's important to note, too, which makes us a little different from our friends at Access, we have services through many stages of an individual's life. So we really have services from birth to older age. We have children's dedicated counselors, youth transition dedicated counselors, adult counselors, and then counselors that serve the older blind population as well.
Are there specific goals that NYSCB try to meet with each of their clients or participants?
Yeah, you know, honestly, it's a collaboration between the individual that we're working with and our counselors. They work together to look at an individual's strengths, abilities, and really where their interests are, and they work together to develop an employment goal. That goal gets placed on a plan, and then all the services are really provided in route to that outcome.
That's great. And are there organizations or people that NYSCB collaborates with for these services?
There are many, but it's important that I back up because there are two or three things that I left out in the service provision stuff. Not only do we provide VR services, but we also provide independent living services to individuals who are under the age of 55. Those services are really for individuals who aren't seeking employment, but allows them to maximize their abilities and independence within a home or within their community. We have our adapted living program, which is for individuals over 55. Same goals, again, looking to maximize people's skills in the home and community. And also really interesting, we oversee the Business Enterprise Program, or BEP. That is a program that allows individuals to run kind of newsstand-style stores in government buildings. And they're in most of our government buildings here in Albany. So if you're in a government building and there's a newsstand there's a good chance that there's a blind individual running that store.
Yeah, there's one on State Street in the county office building, isn't there?
Yes.
All right. And so I had asked you before, and now knowing that there's such a wide breadth of services that are provided, it makes sense that there will be a lot of partners and organizations that you work with. Can you speak to who they are and what they do?
Certainly. The Commission for the Blind really collaborates with many agencies at the local, county, and state level. Our goal really to provide seamless services to individuals. It's important to note that the services are really based on that individual's needs. So while I could certainly start mentioning our state partners like OPWDD and OMH, again, it would be dependent upon what the person's needs were and maybe what that goal was on their IPE.
And what current projects is New York State Commission on the Blind working towards?
In 2014, then President Obama signed some very important legislation in the world of vocational rehabilitation, WIOA, or the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act. At the time, or currently, that really changed the way we do business. And the goal of that, I guess in the grand scheme, there were many tentacles, so to speak, of that legislation. But the goal of that was really to bring vocational rehabilitation in better line with the general workforce development system. So that's been a large focus of what we've been working on. Rule changes and policy updates and all of that kind of stuff has been huge. But as a result, I think we've really worked at developing our relationship with the New York State Department of Labor, and again, our friends over at Access VR, as well as Access Adult Education and the Office of Temporary Disability Assistance.
So for those who are not familiar with where New York State Commission for the Blind is or its hours of operation, can you let us know that information?
Of course. The Commission for the Blind has 7 district offices across New York State, as well as a number of outstationed employees. Our district offices are located in Buffalo, Syracuse, Albany, White Plains, Harlem, downtown Manhattan, and Long Island. Our home office is located here in Rensselaer. That's where I am currently right now. And in general, staff are available anytime from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday.
And if someone wants to reach out and connect and contact New York State Commission for the Blind, if they have any questions, what's the best way to do that?
We have a lot of information on our website. You could Google NYSCB or New York State Commission for the Blind. The website directly is visionloss.ny.gov. But I would really encourage individuals to call our toll-free number, which is 1-866-871-3000. That would actually get you in contact with your local office and, and that way put you in direct contact with the staff member.
That's great. Is there anything else that you would like for us to know about the New York State Commission for the Blind?
I think due to our size, we're one of the smaller agencies, especially when you look at, again, Access VR or anybody that's our core partners within the WIOA. We have a really strong staff here with really quick response times. We love getting out in the community. We love working with individuals with vision loss, working with businesses. So I encourage everyone, despite whether or not you're working with someone that's legally blind, reach out and get to know us more. We love sharing information about what we do.
That's great. We will list your phone number and your office locations at the end of this podcast. Peter, thank you so much for your time, and we look forward to speaking with you more about the New York State Commission for the Blind.
Wonderful, and thank you again for having me.
Empire State of Rights Closed Captioned has been brought to you by Disability Rights New York, your source for disability rights and advocacy. If you enjoyed our program, and we hope you did, make sure to subscribe, like, and share this post. If there is a subject you would like us to discuss, please email podcast@drny.org or comment below. Tune in next time where we'll bring you more information on disability rights in the state of New York. The closed caption version of this podcast is available on our YouTube channel.